FFRF, as you know, is U.S.-based to keep state and church separate, but we also exist to educate the public, and that includes more and more the public internationally. And in many countries, they need help. People who have left their faith are sometimes under persecution. Annie Laurie was invited to Amsterdam last week to speak at a conference sponsored by D. Bailey, which is sort of this arts group there in Amsterdam, the festival of celebrating dissent. And she went to talk about our work in the U.S. there, but a lot of the presenters there were ex-Muslims. And many of the ex-Muslims, you know, suffer risk to their lives, including this Omar Makram, who was there at this conference where Annie Laurie spoke, who had to flee Egypt because he was critical of the Quran. He's now living in Sweden, and he's got asylum in Sweden. He started a group called the Ex-Muslims of Sweden. So that was a fascinating conference specifically put on to celebrate dissent from religion. And while Annie Laurie was doing that conference, I sneaked away and I went down to Spain. My first visit to Spain, to Valencia. And in Valencia, there's a young group of free thinkers and humanists who are forming. I gave a talk about FFRF, how our group started, what we're doing in the United States, comparing the different laws in different countries. For us to take a lawsuit here in the United States is one thing, but other countries don't have the same constitution or the same legal access. So they're thinking about maybe uniting a bunch of groups to form a big conference in Madrid in a year or two to raise the awareness of the non-believers all over the world. This week, I'm also going to Puerto Rico for the first time. Eva Quiñones and the humanists there are sponsoring a weekend conference about free thought and humanism and state-church separation. David Tamayo from Hispanic American Freethinkers, Mandisa Thomas of Black Nonbelievers will also be there to try to raise the awareness all over the world for the importance of keeping religion and government separate.